Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. Um, Welcome back to That Reefer Guy in another American Trucker vlog. I am currently leaving AWG in Kansas City, Kansas. It's 3:25 a.m. I need to be in Sheraton, Iowa by 11 a.m. Shouldn't be a problem. It's like 200, a little bit more, and I think it's like 230 miles away. Um, Kind of got screwed last night. Um, I guess if you really look at it, I had a 12:15 a.m. appointment this morning here at AWG. The thing is, I was checked in and backed into a door by 10:30 p.m. last night. I was unloaded by like 10:45, 10:50. Paid the lumper fee at about 11 o'clock at night, and then proceeded just to sit in the truck in the dock. Doors open and everything. They have no regard for the other product on my trailer. Until, shoot, this time now, like 3:25 a.m. is, I got my bills back at like 3:20, 3:15. Supposedly the receiving department that does all the paperwork for the BOLs doesn't show up until 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. But now I'm going to get on to Iowa. So, hope you enjoy this vlog. Well, I am at the Hy-Vee Distribution Center in Sheraton, Iowa. I got here about, what time was it? Like 6:30 this morning. The drive here from Kansas City, Kansas, was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It was about 180 miles. But I just got a phone call and told to back into door 50. So I am leaving the staging area right now to go to door 50. This Hy-Vee distribution center, man, I wish every place was like this. I'll explain after I get to the door. Hy-Vee distribution center in Sheraton, Iowa gets about a 9 out of 10 stars from me. The reason it doesn't get 10 out of 10 is after you are unloaded, you are not allowed to go back to the staging area. You can stay on their property. It's just about a half a mile down the road in a trailer drop lot. If they allowed you to go back to the staging area, it would get 10 out of 10. The reason being, A, you can check in a full day before your appointment if you want to and stay in the staging area. From the time you get the phone call and leave the staging area till you get your bills back is usually only about an hour. Everybody that works here is super nice and kind. They have an awesome trucker lounge that only made for truckers, outside carriers. They don't allow their employees in there. We'll go walk in there. They have free showers for OTR drivers. Yeah, this facility, this DC in Sheraton, Iowa, I wish every place was like this. And you know what? The place is super clean. The people that deliver here don't throw their trash in the staging area or empty their pee bottles in the staging area. This place is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, 9 out of 10 stars. It would be 10 out of 10 if they allowed you to drive back to the staging area after you were unloaded instead of checking out. So this is the trucker lounge. Very nice. Couple of TVs with satellite TV. They have free coffee. Nice restroom. There's a shower right over there, but somebody's in there right now. Well, because I'm such a fantastic vlogger, I forgot to give you all an update when I left Hy-Vee in Sheraton, Iowa. I am currently in southern Minnesota right now. I had to stop and wash the windshield of the truck yet again and get reefer fuel yet again. But I'm at a Casey's and I want to talk about mud flap real quick. Stop paying pump price for fuel. If you haven't downloaded the Mud Flap app yet, you're missing out on some pretty decent discounts. There is a link in the description below to sign up, or find somebody else's link and sign up with their Mud Flap code so we can keep saving money as owner-operators. Today I saved 41 cents per gallon here in Minnesota at Casey's, exit 26 off of Highway 35. You take IFTA out, well, you don't take IFTA out of reefer fuel, but anyways, you're gonna pay $3.14 a gallon, and that is after a 41 cent discount per gallon. But now it's time for me to get back in the truck because I am gonna try and make it home and surprise Miss Fate Trucking for the night. So let's see how that goes. I just dropped my I almost said delivery trailer at where I deliver tomorrow morning. I have 2 deliveries tomorrow morning, then this load will be done. And this facility allows me to drop my trailer and go home. I'm about half an hour away from the house, so I'm gonna head home and surprise Miss Bay Trucking. Hopefully she's there. Earlier today she told me she might go to the neighbor's son plays t-ball, and she was talking about going and, you know, cheering him on and supporting him. So she might not be home when I get home, but it'll be a surprise when she pulls into the driveway and can't get her car in the garage because the truck's parking in the driveway. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here because I'm driving home. Hiya, puppy. Well, my dog Xena came to greet me at the door. Looks like she might be the only one that's home. Well, I'm back. Should I do it? Da-na-na-na-na-na. So dumb. Oh wow, are they already here to unload me? No, this guy ain't coming to me. Is he? Oh wow, you're here early. You're here early. I have 1 pallet coming here.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm already unloaded. They showed up here earlier than they typically do. So I'm unloaded like a half hour, 40 minutes earlier than what I thought I was going to be unloaded. But anyways, I ended up going home last night. Ended up having 11 hours off, just enough time to do, see my laundry right there, enough time to do my laundry. When I got home, nobody was home except my dog. And then my stepson came home, my daughter came home, and then my wife came home. So we all went out to eat, had some good dinner, and then went back to the house. And typically what we'll do is, like, if we have a night like that, that's kind of a lazy night, like we'll turn a movie on and kind of do a family movie night. We didn't even do that. My wife and my daughter and I stayed up and talked until like, I don't know, 10:15, until I was passing out on the chair. I was so tired. But that's something I'm starting to do more of, is when I know I'm going to be driving by the house, instead of staying in my truck and getting to receivers or shippers, I go home for the night. I have found that makes, like, the long trips out, like I've been out since the day after Mother's Day, so a little bit more in 2 weeks. I have found that by doing that, it kind of breaks up like the long period of not seeing each other. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, so I ended up going home. Like I said, enough time to do my laundry. I was home a total of like 11 hours and 5 minutes. And I'm already unloaded. I still have 1 more drop today, but it's not until 9 o'clock in the morning, and I know where I'm delivering to is a very small place, so I'm going to wait here at the delivery I just made until a little bit later in the morning. final drop. Let's see if they'll unload me. 12. Only got 2. Well, I'm unloaded. Took a whole 8 minutes. I'll find a safe spot to park and break this load down. Well, anytime I am going to be away from my trailer for any length of time, I always install my kingpin lock. And I usually put a bag around it. That way it doesn't get all full of grease. Don't have it upside down. Never get it off. But because I'm parking in an area that isn't very, this isn't like the greatest part of town. I'm deciding to put my kingpin lock on. That way I know nobody can get my trailer. Well, I'm not breaking the load down quite yet. Because I'm done so early in the morning, I'm going to look for another load. Thing is, I'm going to drop my trailer here in South St. Paul at Stockman's and go home and look at a load at home. I'm only like 15 miles away from home. So I'm going to drop the trailer here, go home. I'll break this load down later for y'all. All right, well, I am back in the truck after surprising the wife and coming home after I finished the 7 drops, 6-day multi-stop load. And right now I'll break that load down for you. First and foremost, I want to say, lately, when I come through Minnesota, I have been stopping at my house, going back to my house if I'm loading out later in the day. And I'll tell you what, it has made a world of difference in my sanity. Just because typically when I go out for quite a while, and I get homesick. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I don't. I get homesick, so it was nice to be able to stop at the house last night, even though I was only at the house for 11 hours. But I was able to go back to my house this morning before my wife was even awake and stay there for another 8.5 hours. We went out and had a fantastic lunch, and you don't need to hear my personal life. But anyways, I'll break this load down for you all. This load picked up over on the East Coast. I had to make 7 deliveries in 6 separate states. I picked this load up Saturday afternoon and finaled this morning. We'll call it 9 o'clock in the morning. All in, I had 1,933 miles. That's typically more miles than I run for these multi-stop loads. But yeah, it was a pretty big load. Like I said, it took 6 days, 7 drops. I had drops in Virginia, Kentucky, Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, and Minnesota. Now, this also was a load that went over Memorial Day weekend. So my first delivery started on Sunday. I had a delivery every day, basically. But the reason it was stretched out to 6 days is most places were closed, A, on the weekend, and B, on Monday for Memorial Day. But I was able to make all 7 deliveries and get done at a reasonable time today, which allows me to get more freight on my trailer and keep making money. This load consisted of 18 pallets. It weighed 22,050 pounds. It was a frozen load that ran at -10 continuous. I paid $0 in tolls. I ended up pumping 235 gallons of truck fuel for 2 fuel ups. I averaged 8.2 miles per gallon on this trip. I had a total fuel purchase for the truck of $729.74. That is 38 cents per mile for truck fuel. I had 1 fuel up that was 150 gallons that cost me $487.50. I had a second fuel up that was 85 gallons and cost me $242.25. I did pretty good on my fuel purchases for the week, I would say. But here's a pretty big expense. Reefer fuel. I ended up having to fuel the reefer every other day, basically 24 hours. I ended up pumping 75.65 gallons of reefer fuel for a total cost of $233.95. That's $38.99 per day. It's also 12 cents per mile. So if you add in my truck fuel and my reefer fuel, I had a total fuel expense for the last 6 days of 50 cents per mile. Now, I did not purchase any DEF fluid on this trip because I had filled up before I left the East Coast, and my truck really doesn't go through DEF. I just closed my little notebook here. I was trying to get you my rate per mile. Okay, so on the 1,933 miles that this 7-drop, 6-day multi-stop load had on it, I got paid a rate per mile of $3.10 when everything was said and done. Yeah, if you've made it this far through the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you've watched the video this far, thank you. I appreciate the support, but do me one more favor. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.